Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to our TGR Exotics live on the Wildside. I'm Nick Bockelman, and today I have this beautiful girl here. This is Scarlett. She's a bear cat, also known as a Binturong. Now, if this is your first time tuning in, you guys just feel free to ask any questions that you want while we're doing this. I'll answer them as best I can. So again, this is Scarlett. She is a bear cat. Now, contrary to the name, these guys are neither related closely to bears nor cats. They actually belong to a family of mammals known as vivarids. And vivarids, their closest relatives would be the civet, genet, and fossa. Now these are an omnivorous mammal, so they eat both meat and vegetation. In the wild, they're big fruit eaters. One of their favorite foods in the wild is figs. They also like to eat leaves, shoots of young plants, as well as bird eggs, small rodents, birds themselves, and even in some instances, fish. Now here at TGR, what we like to feed Scarlett here, she loves watermelon, she loves cantaloupe, apples. We give her bison dog food as well for a meat source. Every now and again, she'll get raw beef bones, and sometimes even hard-boiled eggs. She loves those as well. There she goes, gnawing on my hat, funny girl. Now, these guys are an arboreal mammal, so they spend most of their time in the canopy in the rainforest. And what's really cool is whenever they climb down trees, they'll climb down face first. And because of this, they've adapted to where their wrists and their ankles can actually rotate at 180 degrees to help them get a better foothold as they're climbing down the tree. They've also evolved a prehensile tail. So just like possums and many New World monkeys, they can use their tail to grab onto branches and help them balance themselves better. Now these guys are nocturnal by nature. So yeah, they're always up at night, but they have good vision that works both in the day and night. So you can find them around during the daytime. Most of the time, they're gonna be awake at night. Now, as you see, she's got this really long, shaggy hair, and it's extremely coarse. Now, this will actually help her to dry off. These guys are found in the rainforests of Southeast Asia, so Thailand, Laos, Sumatra, Cambodia, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, and Palawan in the Philippines. And as you can see, her prehensile tail doing its thing right there, wrapping around my arm. Now, when you go read about these guys online, look them up, you often hear that they smell a lot like popcorn, which they do. They smell like buttered popcorn. And what this is they actually have a scent gland under their tail, and they'll use that to scent their territory, and that's what it smells like. It smells like buttered popcorn. So to us, it smells rather nice, but to another bear cat or binturong, this signals to them, hey, you don't want to be in this area right now, okay? This is my territory. Though sometimes if it's a male looking for a female, it's a good sign right there. Now these guys usually get between 30 and 50 pounds. Scarlett right here at TGR, she's around 40 pounds. Now the females are generally larger than the males, usually about 20% larger than the males are. Let's go and get some of that bison dog food right there. Good stuff. Yes, their claws are rather sharp. They do have sharp claws. Really good for grabbing onto tree branches and also poking holes in your clothes when they climb on your shoulder. Really good for all that. Now these guys, around their general size, so say they get around 30 to 50 pounds, and as far as their length, their body length is usually 2 to 3 feet, and then their tail is between 19 and 33 inches, give or take. And at this time, I would like to give a shout out to Laura for her 18th birthday. Or, I'm sorry, 8th birthday, sorry, that's fine. Laura for her 8th birthday. She's gonna have her birthday party here today. Unfortunately, that couldn't happen, so give her a shout out. Another thing about Scarlett here, she's actually one of our animal ambassadors, okay? So we use her for educational programs. She's somewhat of a celebrity. She's done work with big names such as Jack Hanna, Jeff Corwin, and Dr. Evan Anton. So Scarlett right here has been around. She's really sweet, as you can tell, so really great animal for education. We love having her as our animal ambassador, one of our animal ambassadors. Now, another cool thing about these animals, so they breed year-round, okay? But the females have this really amazing, how old do they get? Well, So these guys right here usually live between 15 and 18 years. That's usually their lifespan, around there, 15 to 18 years. But back on their breeding, so like I said, these guys will breed year round, but the females have this amazing ability called delayed implantation. And what that means is after they're done mating, the female can control whenever the gametes, whenever they fertilize, when the sperm fertilizes the eggs. So the reason she does that is so that she can have babies whenever it's more ideal, the environmental conditions are more ideal. So even though they breed year round, they tend to give birth between January and March. They give birth from usually 1 to 2 babies, but they can have up to 6 at a time. The babies are born with their eyes shut. They're about 5 ounces. And they'll cling to the mother's fur. And for the first few days, they're really hidden in the fur of the mom. And then around 6 to 8 weeks, they get around the size of a domestic cat. Get a good look at her face. And so Christine, shout out to Christine. Just behind her, there is another bear cat. That is Fizz. He's one of our males. And Fizz back there is actually interesting. So he's one of the bear cats you would find in Palawan in the Philippines. So he looks a bit different than the others. And we have 6 bear cats here. 5 are females, and we have Fizz, the one male. Oop, where are you going down my shirt? At this time, I'd also like to give a shout out to Min for her donations. Thank you so much, Min, for donating all that produce. We greatly appreciate it. If you guys are interested in ways that you can help out here at TGR Exotics in Spring, Texas, please go to our website, tgrexotics.com, or look up our Facebook for different ways in which you can help us out during these times. And a shout out to Cynthia. Yes, Scarlett here is definitely one of the most adorable animals that we have here at TGR. Whoop, got a little startled. Come here, sweetie. Loves going around exploring the different areas that we have. Get her.
Part of the bloopers.
Yeah, see, like I said, claws are amazing for climbing and poking holes into your clothing. What is her favorite snack? So she really loves grapes. Grapes are one of her favorite things to eat. She also loves watermelon, and every now and again they'll get these raw beef bones. But Scar right here, I have to say, one of her favorite snacks is definitely grapes. She loves her grapes. Now these guys, I said, in the wild, they do eat a lot of fruit, and so they're actually really important for dispersing the seeds of different fruit trees. So they really help spread the love in the rainforest, all different types of fruit trees. They do make noise, Michelle. Thank you for watching and asking a question. They do make noises. So they do communicate both through vocalizations and through smell. And so they do different noises. Certain bear cats, they'll grunt when they find something new and interesting. They make like a snorting noise whenever they find something new that they're curious about. Whenever they feel a little annoyed with each other, they'll make this high pitch. They'll growl. They do like this high pitch. I wouldn't call it a scream necessarily, but they do make a high pitch vocalization when they're a bit annoyed. She's up there munching on my hat. Girl. Hey, you guys, also, if you could, please go to YouTube. If you have a friend that you'd like to share these videos with and they don't have a Facebook, go to our YouTube channel. It's TGR Exotics Wildlife Park, and subscribe there. You get notifications. We have these new videos that come out. We have several videos that are already up, so you go check those out if you missed them. Share them with friends. Does it hurt when she climbs on me, Christine? No, not really. She's very gentle. Like I said, her claws do poke holes in the clothing, but I've actually never been injured. A little Scarlett right here. So let's see. Let's go for a ride, Scarlett. Super bear cat. Let's see. You want to go for the... No, not so much, huh?
The hat.
Yes, the hat. The hat is nice and smelly. What are you doing up there, weirdo? See, actually, she's making that grunting noise right now. She's a little curious. Come on, Richard. Come on, big girl. Get up on the branch. Oh, it tickles. Oh my goodness, she's so goofy. I don't know if you guys can hear that vocalization. She's like that little grunting, but that is usually what they do when they're curious about something. Get on the tree, you goofball. Let's. Now these guys do not have barbs, but they do have very coarse fur. So they have this long, shaggy, coarse fur, and this actually helps them dry off. So like I said, they live in the rainforest of Southeast Asia, so they can be rather wet down there. So that long, shaggy hair there, that's extremely coarse, helps the water.
Now lean over.
Helps to dry them over. Dry them out.
Get closer.
Come on. Come on.
And
Whoop. Hey.
there you go. Hurry.
No. There you go. That was fun. Yeah, so these guys, honestly, you don't really see them a lot in the wild. Because they're nocturnal and they spend most of their time in the canopy, they're very hard to see in the wild, very difficult to study or just find one in general because of their lifestyle. Now, they do come down to the forest floor, and like I said earlier, they will climb down face first. This is why their wrists and ankles will rotate 180 degrees so they can get a better grip onto the branches. Oh, I thought you wanted to go to the branch, huh? The shoulder's the best place. Yes, I am a bear cat now. They've officially accepted me into the clan. Though these are solitary animals, generally speaking, by nature. Usually, when you find them in a group, it's going to be a female with her young. But aside from that, these are solitary animals. There she goes. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching so much. The TGR Exotics live on the wild side. My name's Nick. Again, you can go to our website, tgrexotics.com, if you want to find out more information, how you can help us out. Also, go look up the YouTube page, TGR Exotics Wildlife Park, and tune in tomorrow at 3 o'clock for another Live on the Wild Side. Now, how old do these guys get? These guys, right here, Scarlett here is about 6 years old, but they can live anywhere from 15 to 18 years. That's generally how long they live, 15 to 18 years. Hello, Tiffany. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're enjoying the Binturong here. An interesting thing, so the name Binturong is from a native language that is actually now extinct, so nobody truly knows what Binturong means. So they also have that common name bearcat, but like I said earlier, they are neither related to bears nor are they related to cats. Back onto her shoulder. The shoulder's better than a tree. That's just the way she likes to hang around. I'd rather hang on someone's shoulder than on a tree. She likes the... Didn't wear deodorant today, so she must be attracted to the smell. Yeah, see, exactly like I said, that's where it's the smelliest. Well, thank you for your support, Kristen. Greatly appreciate it. She's a Binturong. This is a Binturong. She's also known as a bear cat, so they belong to a family of mammals known as vivarids. Their closest relatives would be civets, genets, and the fossa. If you don't know what those are, perhaps you've heard of a very expensive coffee that comes from the coffee beans after they've been excreted from an animal known as the civet. So they'll eat the coffee beans but won't fully digest them. And then whenever they come out the other end, people make coffee out of them, and supposedly it's extremely delicious. What animals do I work with? I work with all kinds of animals here at TGR. I work with sloths, anteaters, kangaroos, hyenas, bears occasionally, different primates, these bear cats here. On occasion I'll work with snakes. Quite a broad range of animals I get to work with every day, so I feel very blessed to have this job. What are you doing, goofball? She's fun. Loves chewing on things. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching so much. And again, tune in tomorrow at 3 p.m. for another Live on the Wildside segment. We greatly appreciate you all for joining us here today. Have a good one.